Thank you, and you may be seated. Welcome to the Circle of Quality as we join with the NCBJ and the rest of the world to celebrate World Quality Week under the theme, Quality from Compliance to Performance. I am Sharon Ward, your host for today's very, very exciting program. What is so delightful and significant about today is the fact that right here in our island space of 10,990 square kilometers, we are recognizing our very own paragons of quality who play their role in showcasing not only Jamaica's excellence, but Caribbean excellence in the global space. Today, I want to say, is a happy one. Do you feel happy today? Okay, that's wonderful. And I just want to invite you to relax. And at some point during the program, you're going to get your confetti ready because today is a day that we're going to be celebrating. Woohoo! All right? So, in the spirit of celebration, I now invite Ms. Charmaine Hibbert to bless today's proceedings. Please receive her.
A pleasant good morning to you all. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we pray for you today with hearts full of gratitude for the opportunity to gather to World Quality Week in this certificate handover ceremony. We thank you for the many blessings you have bestowed upon us, for the work, the wisdom, and the partnerships that have brought us together. Lord, we ask you for guidance and wisdom in every aspect of this ceremony. As we celebrate today, Lord, let us be reminded that true quality comes from the heart, rooted in passion. We ask that you bless our businesses, and as our national anthem states, give us vision lest we perish. We ask for vision to operate in such a time as this. May we truly see that through compliance, we can obtain optimal performance in our organizations. We pray that this ceremony will be a blessing to everyone, and we give you thanks for taking us here safely. And at the end of this ceremony, I pray we all return safely to our different destinations. We give you thanks in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Ms. Hibbert. And at this time, as we move our program along, to offer official welcome, I would like to take the liberty of calling her the captain of the quality ship. It's none other than the manager of the National Certification Body of Jamaica, Mistress Navenia Wellington Ford. Please receive her.
Master of Ceremonies, Mrs. Sharon Ward, Senator, the Honorable Auburn Hill, Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, Mrs. Benny Templer, Permanent Secretary, the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, Mrs. Latoya Richards Franklin, Chief Technical Director and Chief Technical Director in the Ministry of Investment, Industry and Commerce and Vice Chair of the Standards Council, Dr. Velton Gooden, Executive Director of the Bureau of Standards Jamaica, the Bureau of Standards Jamaica, Mrs. Claudette Brown, Program Manager, other specially invited guests, newly certified clients, heads of agencies, staff, well-wishers all. Good morning. No, that no. Good morning. All right, hear this one now. Happy World Quality Week. It is a pleasure to see such a distinguished grouping of persons in the room today. I am especially pleased to welcome our portfolio minister, Senator the Honorable Aubin Hill, and our permanent secretary, and of course our chief technical director. It serves us well to realize the support that we have from our portfolio ministry, our parent ministry, the business ministry here in Jamaica, and we are very delighted that they were able to give us the support and to be with us today. I do extend apologies on behalf of our chairman, Mr. Wilfred Bagaloo, who was not able to make it with us today, but I know that his full support is with us. I do extend warm welcome to the members of the Standards Council, especially to our specially invited guests, our auditors and other stakeholders, our certified clients. You are the reason why quality matters, so we celebrate you. Most importantly, we do welcome those newly certified clients. We are recognizing that and celebrating a total of 9 with us today. You can clap at this point, you know, 9 is it's a big deal. And I want to also say to you that they're not only from here in Jamaica, they're also in our neighboring countries, Trinidad and Tobago, and we do have also from Barbados. So we are very happy to know that our certified clients are celebrating with us. They say the road to success is always under construction. And as I look around the room, I see some of the best builders here in the room. Some of the best builders that the business landscape has to offer. Builders of quality systems, strong brands, and thriving companies. And of course, builders of hope, because quality gives us hope for a better and brighter future. Today, as we celebrate a critical milestone in your journey, and let me go back to say your quality journey, achieving certification to standards, international standards, such as ISO 9001 or ISO 22000 is no small feat. So you can pat yourself on the shoulder. Good job. It requires commitment, hard work, and I suspect many strong cup of coffee, right? Strong cup of coffee. I leave it at coffee, you know. Or another drink we were talking about just now, but I leave that one at coffee. Of no less importance is the commitment to our programs, other programs we phrase as our national programs that are also linked to international standards, such as the HACCP certification program and also the National Certification Mark program. But it is worth it because you have not just ticked off the boxes or just focus on compliance. No, you have embodied quality of life. Our theme this week, quality from compliance to performance, highlights this transformation. Compliance gets you in the game, but performance keeps you winning. It is about doing what you do best, not just to meet the minimum standard, but to exceed expectations. Let us face it, quality is no longer just a tool. It is the engine driving business success in today's competitive world. Whether you are managing risk, improving efficiencies, or delighting customers, quality is what sets you apart. Think of it as a gift that keep giving, except without the wrapping paper. As we present these certificates today, remember, this is not just a recognition of where you have been, but a challenge to where you are headed. Certification is not the finish line, it's a launch pad. It signals to the world that your company is serious about being the best, not just for today, but for tomorrow and beyond. So let us take a moment to applaud our 9 companies, their teams, and everyone who supported their journey. I am truly happy and extremely proud of the work of the following companies, including some that have previously received their official certificates in their ceremonies, similar to this that we're having. These organizations to be recognized are Private Security Regulator Authority, Global Laboratory and Epidemiology System Strengthening Network, Department of Cooperative and Friendly Societies, Kingston Freeport Terminal Limited, and the Trade Board Limited for ISO 9001-2015. Those that were certified but previously recognized are as follows: eGov Jamaica, LNW Environmental Inc., this is in Barbados, and the Overseas Examination Commission. And for ISO 22000-2018, which is our food safety system, Complete Healthcare Limited. And under the National Certification Mark Program and under the HACCP Recognition Program, we have as follows: Electrical Industry Group Limited, DreamPack Caribbean, and the Pouch Company. And all of those 3 companies are outside of Jamaica. Distinguished guests, well-wishers, on behalf of the National Certification Body of Jamaica, we are proud to walk this path with you. Together, let us continue to transform the way that we see quality, not as an obligation, but as an opportunity to innovate, inspire, and excel. Thank you, and welcome again to this celebration of the World Quality Week certification handing over process. Thank you.
Mistress Ford, such a lovely welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very special week. It is World Quality Week, which is, yes, go ahead, cheer, let me hear the cheers. It is World Quality Week, and as you would have noted from Mrs. Ford's presentation, we are not just recognizing quality locally, but we are going regionally, and I'm declaring that eventually we're going to go global. So this year's theme is Quality from Compliance to Performance, and we have some very distinguished stakeholders who are here with us today, and they are celebrating with us, and we are going to be hearing from them. As mentioned previously, our Chairman Standards Council, Mr. Wilfred Bagaloo, is unavoidably absent, but he is ably represented today by the Executive Director of the Bureau of Standards Jamaica, Dr. Velton Gooden. So at this time, in this order, I ask you to receive remarks from Dr. Velton Gooden, Executive Director, Bureau of Standards Jamaica, on behalf of the Chairman Standards Council, and he will be followed by Mr. Richard Coe, Vice President, Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association, JMEA, and then you will hear from Mistress Georgette Bolton Bolton Smith, sorry, Chief Operations Officer, Private Sector Organization of Jamaica, PSOJ. Please receive them in this order.
Ladies and gentlemen, as was previously announced, I bring you remarks from our chairman of the Standards Council of the Bureau of Standards Jamaica, who is unavoidably absent. So let me recognize some important people with us today. We're so happy to have you out. Mrs. Sherian Richards Ward, our Master of Ceremonies. Senator, the Honorable Aubin Hill, Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, or Business Ministry. Mrs. Sansia Bennett Templer, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, PS. Our CTD, Mrs. Latoya Richards Franklin, the Chief Technical Director in the Ministry of Investment and Commerce, and also, importantly, Vice Chair of the Standards Council. Mrs. Navinia Wellington Ford, Manager, National Certification Body of Jamaica, the Lady of the Day, Mrs. Ford. Also with us, Mr. Richard Coe, who is the Vice President of JMEA, Mrs. Georgette Bolton Smith, Chief Operating Officer, the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica, Mrs. Claudette Brown, who serves as the Program Manager, Global Laboratory and Epidemiology Systems Strengthening Network, acronym GLESSN. Other distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our distinguished guests and persons who are to receive their certificates today, all good morning and welcome. It is indeed truly a pleasure to be here today as we recognize and celebrate the achievements of several clients who have reached this significant milestone of achieving certification. Today, each of you joins an esteemed group distinguished by your commitment to quality, to excellence, and also to continuous improvement. Congratulations to all of you on receiving this certification. This accomplishment speaks not only to your hard work, but also to your dedication to meet and exceed the standards of your respective industries. Certification is more than just a framed piece of paper that you hang proudly on the wall of your boardroom. It is, in fact, a testimony to your integrity, your commitment, your clients and stakeholders, and your resolve to deliver consistently high products and services. I commend the team of the National Certification Body of Jamaica under the leadership of Mrs. Navinia Ford for your commitment to the certification process. And I did note that you have extended your wing and quite active in the Caribbean region, and for that we want to commend you especially. Yes, give her a round of applause again. She deserves it. I recognize that we are operating in a culture where quality and standards are not second nature as yet, and that many companies, while not being dragged kicking and screaming to this space, often have to be engaged for extended periods of time before they make a commitment to the implementation and the certification process that follows. The upside of this, though, is that once they have committed to the process and are actively engaged in pursuit, they ask themselves why they had not done so sooner. Our theme today is quality, from compliance to performance. And this is an especially fitting theme because at the National Certification Body of Jamaica, the emphasis that it places on certification is not just simply a checkbox, nor is it a regulatory obligation. It is a pledge to elevate quality as a core aspect of our operation. It is companies' personal and corporate commitment to excellence. Moving from compliance to performance is about building a culture where quality is the foundation, the bedrock, we could say, of everything that is done, driving continuous improvement and ensuring that organizations' relevance and competitiveness is indeed global. As Jamaica continues to deepen trade with regional and more so international partners, local companies that wish to be sector leaders must see the absolute need to embrace and pursue certification as a goal so as to improve and to continuously become more globally competitive. This relates directly to improving companies' bottom line as well and ensuring continued growth of the country's gross domestic product, or GDP. So then, as we celebrate your achievements today, let us also look forward to the innovation, resilience, and excellence that certified businesses like yours bring to Jamaica. Together, we are building a standard of quality that is respected worldwide. Finally, we at the BSJ are focusing to becoming more relevant to stakeholders. And in that regard, we intend to create and re-examine new standards that are related to road maintenance, road construction, and road surfacing materials. We are also pushing ahead with digital medical plans and a new campus. This is indeed an exciting period for the BSJ. So then, as we use standards and quality to improve global competitiveness and expand trade and exports, we again want to especially commend all the persons who will be recognized today and receiving their certification, and as we work together to build a world-class national quality infrastructure of which we can all be proud. Thank you very much.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I'd like to take the liberty in stating that all protocols have been observed, but generally, I want to offer you all a good morning to our distinguished guests, the members of the National Certification Body of Jamaica, our award recipients, colleagues, and friends. It's an honor to be here today, celebrating the World Quality Week and acknowledging the commitment of our industry to quality and excellence. As we gather under the theme, quality from compliance to performance, we recognize that quality is not merely a checkbox. We've heard that already this morning. It's a mindset, one that emphasizes continual improvement, innovation, and a dedication to exceeding customer experiences and expectations. For us at the Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association, quality is fundamental. It's a non-negotiable principle that underpins everything that we do, especially as we strive to elevate Jamaican products and services on the world stage. The global marketplace is more competitive than ever, and customers who are increasingly quality conscious and who would hold brands to high standards are what we need to understand. For Jamaican manufacturers, particularly our micro, small, and medium enterprises, the stakes are high. Quality is not just a route to compliance, it's a pathway to growth, resilience, and global competitiveness. However, reaching this level requires dedication, investment, and most importantly, certification. Today, I want to emphasize the importance of encouraging more Jamaican manufacturers, especially MSMEs, not only to improve their quality standards, but to aim for international certification. For many MSMEs, the concept of quality can seem daunting, viewed as an additional cost rather than an investment. But let's be clear, achieving certifications opens doors. It tells international buyers and partners that we are serious about meeting global standards, that our products are safe, reliable, and ready to compete on a world stage. Certification does more than assure product quality. It builds trust and credibility, enhancing the reputation of our businesses and, by extension, brand Jamaica. It enables manufacturers to access new markets, secure larger contracts, and attract more discerning customers. In essence, certification transforms the conversation around Jamaican products from, is it compliant, or is it good for me, to a question we all want to hear, how much can we order? For us at the JMEA, advocating for the adoption of high standards is more than a business objective. It's a national imperative. Standards drive economic development. They foster innovation, promote efficiency, and most importantly, create a more level playing field for our local manufacturers. Imagine a Jamaica where every MSME strives for international quality certification. Not only would we see increased exports and foreign exchange earnings, but we would also witness a strengthening of our domestic economy. A high-quality local market is attractive to both domestic and international investors. It inspires confidence and fosters a business environment where companies, big and small, can thrive. At the JMEA, we remain committed to supporting our manufacturers, especially our MSMEs, in the pursuit of quality standards and their certifications. We know that for many, the journey of certification can be challenging, with limited resources, high costs, and at times, complicated processes. That's why we're working closely with the government, training institutions, and international partners to create more accessible pathways to certification. We're advocating for financial support and technical assistance to reduce barriers to make quality achievable for every business, regardless of size. I would like to take the time to give you real-life examples of companies who are members of the JMEA and who have embraced improvements and quality certification, and who are now reaping the benefits of these changes. The first is Dawson Trading Company. It's owned and operated by Jordan Dawson, and they are exporters of fresh and flash frozen produce, namely fruits, but primarily mangoes, notably the St. Julian mango out of the parish of St. Thomas. Jordan started the company in 2013, and in the early days, the company was doing around 30 million in revenues annually. Jordan understood the need and importance of being certified and to maintain a high level of quality in his operations. He initially acquired certification from the BSJ, implemented a hazard plan, and is currently working on acquiring certification from the FDA. With this, Jordan estimates that his business will move from current annual sales of $150 million to over $700 million. And this is all while they expand their operations to the USA, UK, Cayman, and Turks and Caicos. Shavout is another Jamaican company, an agro-processing business operated by Richard, Joel, and Jordan Harris. They opened their doors in 2013, initially as a farming operation in Ebony Park, Clarendon, where they grew sweet potatoes, pumpkins, Scotch bonnet peppers, and sweet peppers. Not long after, they considered the idea of getting into manufacturing to mitigate the challenges that they were facing with predial larceny, spoilage, and market price fluctuations. They heard about a push by the Scientific Research Council that encouraged people to get into herbal tea, the herbal tea business. And so, a year later in 2014, they started to make moringa, and soursop teas. The same year, they attended a trade show in Kingston and took with them some samples of these teas and managed to convince a UK distributor to take the first order. They got the teas produced and shipped despite not having a formal production facility in place, and so started their tea bag making business. They have since expanded their operations to manufacture gluten-free flour, herbal supplements, spices, black castor oil, and moringa oils. Shavout, too, has understood the need to maintain high-quality standards and have attained GMP certification from the BSJ, FDA registration in 2015, FSMA certification in 2021, and kosher in 2023. They have moved from $14 million to over $100 million in annual sales and sell their products, thank you, into the UK, US, and the Greater Caribbean. As I conclude, I'd like to issue a call to action. Let us work together to create a culture of quality across Jamaica. To our MSMEs, take that first step. Reach out to certification bodies like the NCBJ, seek guidance from industry leaders, and explore opportunities to upgrade your businesses. Quality is a journey, and every step brings us closer to a stronger, more competitive Jamaica. To our partners, stakeholders, and government agencies, we urge your continued support. Let's streamline processes, reduce bureaucratic hurdles, and increase funding to support quality improvement and certification efforts. Together, we can help our MSMEs not only comply with standards, but excel and set the bar for excellence in the global market. In closing, congratulations again to the 9 honorees today. Your achievements reflect your dedication to quality and serve as a powerful example of what's possible when we commit to excellence. Let's continue to champion the quality in all that we do and work together to transform Jamaica's manufacturing sector, compliance to performance, and beyond. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are we all doing? Wait, what's going on over? How are we all doing today? All right. So, Senator, the Honorable Auburn Hill, Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, Mrs. Cynthia Benny Templar, Permanent Secretary, MIIC, Latoya Richards Franklin, Chief Technical Director, MIIC, Mrs. Jacqueline Milligan, BSJ Council Member, Dr. Velton Gooden, ED of the Bureau of Standards, Mrs. Navinia Wellington, Manager of NCBJ, Mr. Richard Coe, VP of JMEA, and in the House we have Mrs. Yvette Castell, Acting CEO of JANAC. Let us give her a round of applause. She is a part of our quality culture here in Jamaica. Distinguished guests, members of the National Certification Body of Jamaica, fellow business leaders, and quality management professionals. Good morning, and thank you for having me here today. I am deeply honored to address you today at this very important celebration of World Quality Week. Well, most of you might not know, but I've worked at the NCBJ for about 5 years, so let me check, and I can still say that quality still runs through my vein, right? And Navinia, you'll be happy to hear that. Today, I'm also extending a heartfelt congratulations to all the companies here that will receive their awards and who have achieved ISO 9001 certification, ISO 22000 certification, HACCP certification, and certification mark program. This is a true testament to their dedication and to quality within Jamaica. And as I see on the program, we have Barbados and Trinidad, so we're going to say a true testament to building quality within the region. So please join me in giving them a hearty round of applause. We are very proud of them today. All of us will be saying the same thing, but we're marching in one accord, because this handing over ceremony is indeed a powerful symbol of synergy. Celebrating this handing over ceremony during World Quality Week is a significant milestone that reminds all of us of our collective commitment to excellence and quality. The theme, quality from compliance to performance, resonates deeply within our shared vision for excellence and sustainable development practices within Jamaica. Today, I challenge each of you to think beyond mere compliance and envision how quality can truly transform your organization into a world-class enterprise. And I know Minister loves that word, world-class. He says it all the time, right? So, from a private sector perspective, let me share a powerful truth that often gets overlooked. The power of compliance and how it is used as a key driver for improved and continuous performance. That is the truth within private sector. It is overlooked. The power of it is not appreciated. Compliance is the vehicle by which we will transport sustainable development within the private sector. The real question isn't whether to comply or not. It is how to leverage compliance as a springboard for exceptional performance and to build trust within an organization. And do not underestimate that word, trust, because when your customers trust you, when your employees trust you, you gain improved
performance across all sectors and across all areas of your company. So for far too long in Jamaica, we viewed compliance through a kind of a negative lens, I would say, associating it primarily with sanctions, penalties, restrictions, and sometimes some burdensome tasks. We know, come raise your hands, who used to think quality was a little tedious. Come, let me see the hands, be honest. I see one person is like, me. But yes, some of us will think that quality is a burdensome task, but compliance is usually associated with laws, regulations, and industry standards. But it doesn't have to be. When compliance is paired with quality, it is a powerful combination that helps us to achieve our organization's core mission and goals and objectives. And let me be clear, the goals and objectives are what we set for ourselves. The industry standards are external to us. So when we can comply with these core missions and goals through quality and compliance, that is essential for us. Therefore, it is fundamental to shift this perspective and bring a fresh, new, exciting approach to compliance. We need to change the shift and employ a powerful mindset so that Jamaican businesses will embrace compliance, and we will move beyond viewing compliance, as we use this term all morning, a box that we tick, and to recognize it as a valuable and effective business strategy to accomplish organizational goals and to drive performance. To achieve this transformation, I implore private sectors to use quality to lead with empathy. It can be done. This can be done by educating and training and not reinforcing quality using sanctions and punishment. Begin with a comprehensive training program that explains the why behind every compliance that we have within our organization. Create mentorship programs where experience guides staff and others through the compliance process, and develop easy-to-follow compliance guidelines and rules, and give employees the resources that they need to achieve compliance within an organization. A part of it is also to build a supportive framework and incentivize compliance. Show employees the impact of aligning quality and compliance with the organizational goals, such as market access and customer satisfaction, and highlight how compliance helps to build brand reputation and trust within an organization. Next, I urge all companies here today to build a compliance-driven culture. This is needed to boost productivity. A robust compliance culture must start at the top. We are all aware of it. And let it cascade through the organization, creating an environment where quality and compliance becomes a part of the organizational DNA, and it applies to everyone. It builds inclusivity, equity, and equality. And when everyone works within an industry or a company that is inclusive and equitable and fair, you will get the best outcome of your employees. This approach transforms compliance into a productivity driver, creating business opportunity and success through engaged employees and enhanced efficiency. Leaders, we must develop a leadership-driven culture transformation. Executives here, CEOs and other leaders must visibly champion compliance, walk the talk, set clear performance standards, and hold yourselves accountable and build strong governance framework. Employees must also be engaged in the process. They must see themselves as a part of the quality infrastructure within your organization. Success lies in creating an environment where input is essential and valued. Through a structured quality system, organization can reduce errors and foster continuous improvement, and allow employees to tell you where and when they have gone wrong, and without reinforcing negatively, but to train and to retrain and to help them to get where they need to be. And secondly is to create a culture where leaders identify and develop talents and engage in retention strategies, because it is only when you do this, individuals who build quality systems and process, when they leave your organization, it serves you no purpose. So you can build in a business continuity system when you develop and train and engage in these retention strategies so that you can strengthen the quality infrastructure within your companies. And most importantly, Jamaican companies must leverage quality and compliance to build a strong, competitive private sector. We know the saying, united we stand, divided we fall. And according to the PIOJ, Jamaica has 9 competitive sectors that needs to be strengthened through quality and compliance. When we build an industry approach, this will help to alleviate some of the factors that affect our industry, such as labor force issues, technological issues. So when we move in one accord, we can develop these compliance and quality structure that will build an industry so that we are not plagued by these problems. A good example we can look at is the business process and outsourcing sector in Jamaica. They have come together, they have developed strategies and training that they can use to build their sectors, because when you have a strong sector, you have a strong organization and you have employees that are growing and developing. So that is an industry approach that we can take to build an ecosystem by raising standards across our supply chain and create avenues for international certification and global competitiveness. And this approach will also allow us to build our SME sectors that accounts for 80% employment within Jamaica. Overall, when we embrace compliance proactively, we create predictability, efficient operation that drive both innovation and long-term growth. Through quality system, organizations can confidently project 10-year strategy, 20-year strategy, because they know every quality system that they implement, they know the gains that they get from it, so they can predict accurately where they will be in 10 years, and they can put strategies in place that are smart, achievable, measurable, and the timelines in which they can achieve them, so that organizations don't just go out there and make strategies, they can make strategies that are relevant to their organization. Our Jamaican companies, such as Grace Kennedy and Seprod, have demonstrated and have proven that integrated quality and compliance creates sustainable business advantage. To achieve similar success, other organizations must transform compliance into strategic advantage, supported by technological innovation, effective risk management, and strong governance. So even though we have achieved ISO certification or what other certifications that we're issuing out today, you will recognize that the journey is just beginning. There's a lot of work to do in terms of building a quality infrastructure within your organization that will withstand the test of time. At this point, I must emphasize the work of the NCBJ in supporting these efforts, and the programs that you have in place, Navinia and team, cannot be overstated. And by promoting and implementing and certifying these programs, it allows us to have a thriving private sector and public sector as well. So on that note, I want to give Navinia and her team a round of applause. At the PSOJ, we will do our best to promote certification and the quality infrastructure within Jamaica, but we need to have a more cohesive approach. We have NCBJ in the room, we have JANAC in the room, we have the ministry in the room, so I think collectively we should come together and see how we can build an effective private sector through quality and compliance. And this brings me to my final challenge to all of you today. take the learning and the ideas that you've received here today and incorporate them within your organization. I call on every organization here today to become ambassadors for quality in your respective industries. Share your stories, simplify your complex processes, mentor other companies, and help build a quality culture within Jamaica and the region. Together, we can build a stronger, more competitive, and sustainable business environment through quality and compliance. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention, and I look forward to hearing about the transformation and all the wonderful things happening within the quality space. Thank you for the success story today.
Thank you, Dr. Gooden, Mr. Coe, and Mistress Bolton-Smith for those insightful and motivating remarks. Our keynote speaker has over 35 years of working experience in the private sector. As an international banker, he has lived in 9 countries and done business in more than 125. With an MBA from Harvard Business School, Senator Hill spent 21 years as a banker in the Middle East. Starting in 2002, he also led the management team which completed the successful turnaround of one of the largest banks in the Caribbean, National Commercial Bank Jamaica Limited, NCB. After the Most Honorable Andrew Holness was returned as Prime Minister in a landslide election on September 3, 2020, he invited Senator Aubin Hill to join his cabinet in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. On January 11, 2022, Prime Minister Holness reshuffled the cabinet and appointed Minister Hill as Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce. Minister Hill has responsibility for 20 agencies and departments. Minister has a firm interest in facilitating, enabling, and encouraging small and large Jamaican businesses to grow and be profitable. His focus is on growing exports exponentially and securing greater local and foreign direct investments into the Jamaican economy. Might I invite you to receive our keynote speaker for today, Minister the Honorable Aubin Hill. Put your hands together.
Mr. Sharian Richards Ward, Master of Ceremonies. Mrs. Sanse Bennett Templar, our Permanent Secretary. Of course, in the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce. Dr. Velton Gooden, Executive Director of the Bureau of Standards of Jamaica. Mrs. Navinia Wellington Ford, Manager, National Certification Body of Jamaica, NCBJ. Other agency heads, I see Dr. Hugh Blake here. I see our new acting head of JANAC. Welcome. Good to see you. Oh, and I see Shalette over there, Mrs. Cox, and others I'm sure who are here. Mrs. Claudette Brown, a program manager at Global Laboratory and Epidemiology at the Systems Strengthening Network. Mr. Richard Coe, who is Vice President of Jamaica Association, Manufacturers Association. And Richie, it was good to hear you talk of Jordan and Shavat, who Shavat I know quite well. One of the brothers is used to represent Jamaica, I think, as a tennis player, a very good tennis player. Jordan, his name is, not Jordan of the other Jordan. But it's wonderful to see JMEA head really identifying people who have subscribed to the standards and are now exporting substantially more than they would have without it. Mrs. Claudette Brown, as I mentioned her already, newly certified clients, all 9 of you, I think, media practitioners, and of course, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. The national quality infrastructure plays a fundamental role in achieving this mission, that is, providing the standards measurement and certification essential to the local and global standing of Jamaican products and services. Through the NQI, we are establishing a robust framework that enables our industries from agriculture to technology to meet and offer surpass international benchmarks. As the Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, Jamaica's Business Ministry, I'm pleased to join you today for the certificate handover ceremony held under the theme, Quality from Compliance to Performance. Today we celebrate the significant accomplishments of the newest certified clients of the National Certification Body of Jamaica, one of the 20 agencies at the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce. Your commitment to quality, reliability, and continuous improvement demonstrates the enduring excellence of Jamaica, or rather Jamaican enterprises, on the world stage. This is a joint commitment to compliance and performance. Georgette, I think, mentioned the fact that many people see compliance as something that somebody walks around with a stick over your back and say you must behave. Well, it's well past that. Compliance is actually a way to show that you're excellent. I mean, I ran banks for many years, and I'm happy when the auditors go in when I'm on vacation. I don't have to talk to them. They can go and find whatever they want, because I should have run the organization in such a way that when you come in, night or day, whatever you find should be in order. In fact, when I'm on a board or associated with a company where the CEO doesn't take vacation on 2 consecutive years, I am calling in the auditors. Because why haven't you left? Why don't you go away so that we can check the books and check what you're supposed to run? So I'm not joking. I'm serious. If that happens on two consecutive years, what's happened to the phone? Hello? All right, I'll stop. Right. When you run your business and your equipment, you must know how to run it. We're all Jamaicans. That's a way not to be. We know, I'm not going to beat up on the guy, I don't know him, but he's part of a communications arrangement. He brings in a phone that he can't manage. We must not do that. We must get over that. Should be easy to turn off the phone and make it stop. I can understand mine is always on silent, but it might happen. But you should be quickly after the second ring to say, all right, turn it off. So we guys, everybody gets equal treatment around me. You know that. You get praised when you're good. It doesn't work right, you're going to hear from me. That's how I got here. So I get used to it. But we're talking about the joint commitment of both compliance and performance. And we in Jamaica, as I go around and encourage you, encourage Shawvat, encourage Jordan and the other ones, the other 9 people who are being celebrated today, to look at exports, I have to encourage you that you really take compliance with the basic rules of how the game is played seriously. And that then enhances your performance. So, don't need this one. So, compliance and performance go together. I am pleased that today we are presenting 9 entities from both public and private sectors and under both ISO 9001-2015 and the ISO 22000-2018 standards, as well as our local certification programs, certificates confirming your official certification. For that, I'm very happy and pleased to be here. And my agencies will tell you that when we have events like this, Acadian has the directive that I will be present. I want to be present. I want to see who are being rewarded. I want to see the people who are, Mike shouldn't be here? Well, if it's up here, it should sit properly. Next time you pace it down. Hey, many of my agents, not you boss, many of my agency heads are here. Hey, get your act together. When you're going to have a function, it must be properly planned, must be choreographed to a place where it's excellent. Every agency head. I am not about being mediocre. We have to leave that behind. We're the Ministry of Business, and it must be, you don't go to a place where big businesses are running their things, and it's haphazard, and a microphone is not here, and no. When you go up there, it is smooth sailing. I always say that, look, you know how you get excellence? You go to La Scala in Milano, or you go to the Metropolitan Opera in New York, and you sit through 2 hours of excellent opera. Pick anyone you want. You know how that gets to be that way? You have what many of us around here would call a really miserable conductor. And he takes you through that entire orchestra and the lead singer and everybody else through 2 years of training. 5 or 6 days a week, 8 hours a day. And 2 days before he comes and the second violin is not perfect, he or she, the director, will cut that violinist. You cannot get on stage. You do not come up to the performance standard. In other words, excellence comes from being compliant with good standards, and excellence comes when you are rightly and reasonably demanding of excellence. Very often, enough of us are not, we find it, you're almost apologizing for somebody to do their job well. No. We must make sure, and especially the Jamaica that we're going to get to, because we have to, let me tell you something. Barbados is ahead of us in per capita GDP. Trinidad is, Bahamas is, Dom Rep is. We cannot be excellent unless we get onto a place where excellence is required of us on a regular, daily basis. Bolt didn't become outstanding by his coach accepting second-class performance on a regular basis. That doesn't happen. We're Jamaicans, we must make sure that happens. So I'm happy to be here this morning to congratulate those people who have gone through the ISO 9001-2015. There are some names I want to call. I'll call again. Trade Board Limited, glad to see. Give them a round of applause, please. And you know, I'm turning up more and more, and every time I see Trade Board, making sure, because I've asked all the agencies to make sure you become compliant with the, so PS, I want to make sure all of them are happening. All of us must be in there. It's one group. I don't care which other ministries. Now, you have to go out and sell to the other ministries, but make sure you sell to my agencies. Every one of them. And anyone not complying, PS, I want to know. Shulette, you're on you're almost there? Because, yeah, but because you're a big name, and why is Jamper not complying? And so on. Yeah, hear the former Jamper head making excuse. It's all right, I'm listening, PS. So, you see, everybody gets equal treatment, I told you. And she's my boss, you know, equal treatment. So, Dr. Blake, I see you're there. You know, when I came into the business, and it's a little secret I can share, I would WhatsApp and call. Dr. Blake is, I think he has 2 or 3 phones, but I don't know which one he have. So I would WhatsApp, and all 2 days I get an answer. Because you know, maybe I've WhatsApped the wrong phone, so I call him. Say, hello, sent you a WhatsApp, where's the answer? So we have to make sure we keep each other sharp. Iron sharpen irons. And I must tell you, I've talked about it publicly. I went there to see his relaunch of his logo and a website he's put on. You have 190 countries. You want to know how to do trade in those countries? You don't have to go to know World Bank. You go to Trade Board and go on their website, and they'll tell you what is required to trade in Holland. Give him a clap. It's good. And if you haven't gone there yet, go there. We're in the business of business. Go and know what we have. Just like you should go to Jamper's Gateway. What do they have on it? You need to know all this. So the next company is Private Security Regulatory Authority. Give them a round of applause. Global Laboratory and Epidemiology Systems Strengthening Network. Well, that's one big name, boy. Gonna have to shorten that one. Because you have to go to school to learn to say that. But they're, you know, they're communications people who are quite willing to take a consultancy fee from you to fix it. So, but really, heartiest congratulations to you for achieving this. Department of Cooperative and Friendly Societies, that's a long name as well, PS. You have to get the PR people in there to change that for you. But it's one of our agencies. Please give them a round of applause. Kingston Freeport Terminal, big private sector firm. Give them a big round of applause. That was the 2015 one. This now is the ISO 22000. 2018 Food Safety Management Systems. Complete Healthcare Solutions Limited. Round of applause for them. Under the National Certification Mark Program, Electrical Industries Group Limited. Glad to see you guys in there. Yeah, big round of applause. Under the HACCP one, certification program, we have Dream Pack Caribbean and Pouch Company. Round of applause for them. They are overseas, and NCBJ is therefore a foreign exchange earner because they charge these people fees and they're earning foreign exchange. Give NCBJ a round of applause. So now, they're joining places like JANAC and HSRA, and I want to see more of the agencies spread their services across the Caribbean and get fees. But in order to do that, you must be excellent. And I must tell you, JANAC, HSRA, NCBJ, and Bureau of Standards, I know help other people overseas, they do respect us because the quality is good, but we have to keep pushing at the quality level. If you stay here, I can tell you, somebody in Damrep is going to pass you next month. So you have to find out what is cutting edge and keep going at it. But I'm very pleased to see what you're doing and that you are a foreign exchange earner, Ms. Navinia. The remarkable achievement signals the unwavering commitment, hard work, and resilience of each organization certified here today. Through rigorous standards and quality management systems, these entities now embody the excellence, safety, and efficiency necessary for global trade, and that's our aim. We are a small country, less than 3 million people, small per capita GDP. We're not going to get rich selling to only 3 million of us. We have to sell across the world. You're only going to be able to do that if you comply with international standards such as NCBJ are requiring you to do. And I see Richard Coe pushing among. It's good to hear a vice president of JMEA pushing the idea that you have to get certified. Incidentally, as I'm on that, more labs in Jamaica must be certified by JANAC. Too many labs are operating without being certified by JANAC or HSRA. It's not a requirement by law, but it's a business requirement if you're going to be internationally successful. So, your certification affirms your readiness to meet the highest demands in both quality and service, ensuring Jamaica's standing in international markets. And that's my aim. I love Jamaica. We cannot get rich unless we are standing tall in international markets. So you will hear me constantly push that, and it's necessary for us to comply and perform at that level. The Andrew Holness administration, in which I serve, is committed to creating an environment where certified companies can excel both locally and internationally. Our policies and partnerships support businesses in their journey towards certification, enhancing our economy and strengthening our global reputation. Very important, not just to strengthen it, but to maintain it. We encourage more companies to pursue certification and to also prioritize productivity. Productivity, simply put, using the same resources you had yesterday to produce a lot more today. So we have to prioritize productivity, elevate profitability. Profitability is so important. It's what pays salaries. It's what pays bonuses. It's what buys new cars. It's what buys new cars for companies. And if you're like some of my agency head, expensive handbags and shoes. Why are you looking at Gillette, Richard? Similarly, ladies and gentlemen, every lab in Jamaica worth its name and salt must get accredited from JANAC Global Accreditation or HSRA or NCBJ. One of them must get you accredited, because unless our labs are at the highest quality, you will not be doing the kind of work that is accepted on the international market. And when you consider that JANAC will give you an accreditation that is accepted by the Food and Drug Administration, you're crazy not to get it. It's not a lot of money. It's a little stretch, but it's worth your business to do it. And if you have to have your products tested, and I'm asking all of you in here, JMEA, PSOJ, everybody else, if you are exporting or selling a product in Jamaica and it has to be tested, you ask, are you accredited by JANAC or HSRA? And if they're not accredited, take it to another lab. I'm not pretending that it's other way, because I really do believe that we're going to get to be a better country when we are complying with certified labs. We cannot continue, and Jamaicans will be better off for it. And then everybody, all of a sudden, everybody's coming to Jamaica to get their labs tested, or calling JANAC or BSJ or NCBJ to get their labs tested, because frankly, we're one of the best in the Caribbean. We must continue to do that. So the National Certification Body of Jamaica plays an invaluable role Just a minute, I just come back from Britain. It's the same way I tell them. Jamaica must stand out. And for me to continue to tell them that we must stand out. So I'm not going to back off from pushing high standards. It's the only one I know. The rest no matter. The second class standard no matter. The second one who go to the moon, nobody know him name. And him go all the way to the moon. The National Certification Body of Jamaica plays an invaluable role in helping our companies achieve these international standards, with today's ceremony demonstrating the positive impact of their dedication. As a cornerstone to the national quality infrastructure, alongside the Bureau of Standards Jamaica, the National Compliance and Regulatory Authority, NCRA, and JANA Global Accreditations, and HSRA, the NCBJ ensures Jamaican products and services are synonymous with reliability and excellence, boosting Jamaica's competitiveness on the global stage. That's how we're going to be a richer country. And we have to get rich first. So we have work to do. Notice how many times I've mentioned boosting Jamaica's competitiveness on the global stage. There's a reason. That is because we all have to find new and innovative ways to export a lot more to existing and new markets if we're going to get Jamaica to step up that wealth hierarchy. Because we can't stay where we are. We're doing well, but we have to get richer. We have to live better. Congratulations again to each organization receiving certification today. I really do mean that. And I will come to every single one. I will be here with you. I'll be congratulating you. And I take your stories overseas. Congratulations again to each organization receiving that certification today. Your achievements in quality underscore Jamaica's commitment to becoming a more productive, resilient, and globally competitive nation. By adhering to high standards, not low ones, high standards, we're boosting local industry performance and also strengthening Jamaica's appeal as an attractive investment destination and the logistics and knowledge service center of the Caribbean. It's a big goal before all of us. That's why I push the high standards. We can't get there with low standards. High quality products and services are fundamental to building our economy, and we encourage ongoing collaboration, public-private partnerships, and further certification to sustain that excellence. I don't want to see anybody dropping the standard for other people to meet them. You raise the standard and let them stretch and get up there. Oh, I see Dr. Gallimore here. I just promoted him to doctor. But Mr. Gallimore is here. He's doing a tremendous job on our cooperative societies, and you'll hear more about the kind of arrangement he's in the process of putting in place. I thank you for the work that you're doing. Yeah, man, clap your colleagues now, please. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, every day we must strive to become known regionally and internationally as focused, performing, productive, and very smart innovators and holders of high standards and crafters of ingenious products and services, and as good Jamaican business people who are compliant and performance-oriented. In this, the 7th decade of our independence, Jamaica's independence, in order to secure our political independence, we Jamaicans must carve out our own economic independence. That's why I push so hard. Canadians, Americans, Trinidadians, Guyanese, people from Russia, China, they're not going to do it for Jamaica. They have their own business to do. We have to look after our own self-interest and push high standards and quality and high performance and high productivity. And you have to say it to the people around you. And sometimes when you're not producing up to the high standards that is expected, and somebody say to you, the first thing you can do is start cuss them. Take up a mirror and say, is that right or wrong? And when you cool down, and you go to the bathroom, and you calm down yourself, you come back and say, you know, I appreciate what you said to me. I didn't like it when you said it, but when I think about it, it's right, and I'm going to do better. You know something? If you ever miss one day, I'll be in your back like a pacheri. So the same thing you do to me, may we just wait. That's the way we get better, because I know Sinavinia watch me. We'll see if I'm going to be a good minister or not, because I can't come up here, come make big speech and don't perform. You have to go do what you have to do. So, more and more, we Jamaicans must grow. We Jamaicans, not Canadians, not Chinese, not Trinidadians. We Jamaicans, more and more, must grow our international recognition as excellent economic managers. We're on our way. We will never get there. We will never get there. I don't care if you pass Singapore and Qatar and the United States. There's still more to get. So we have a long way to go. It's a challenge that we have to keep. All stakeholders here today do join in this noble national effort to cement our political independence with robust and sustained economic independence. And 9 companies here who have done this, you are showing the way. My heartiest congratulations to you, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister, for that moving charge. If we were listening keenly, he highlighted that today represents a joint commitment to compliance and performance. He encouraged that we must comply with international standards to compete globally, and certification will indeed affirm your readiness to meet the highest demands. And we must increase exports to new and existing markets, because Jamaica must get wealthy, rich. All right, so you were listening. So we're going to be changing the pace a little bit. It is now time for lunch. I'm sure many of us are happy at this point. But we are going to be having lunch buffet style. But before you move into the lobby area, your soup and rolls will be served to you at the table, and thereafter you can go ahead and move into the lobby area for the main course. And of course, we do have a little entertainment for you. Of course, I told you it's a celebratory mood. So we do have saxophonist Mr. Daniel John Jackson, and he will be providing entertainment at this point. Okay, so enjoy lunch and okay, so just a slight change in the order of the program. Don't move just yet. To facilitate Minister, who will have to leave us shortly, we're going to be doing or handing over presentations at this time. So that's the celebratory part where I told you to reserve the confetti, and we're going to take out the confetti and the pom-poms, and we're going to cheer and get loud. That's the part of the program that we are now at. And then we will close with the best part, which is lunch, entertainment, and networking. So today we do have a total of 8 certificates that will be presented, 5 for ISO 9001 2015, 1 for ISO 22000 2018, and 1 for the National Certification Mark Program. The certified clients for ISO 9001:2015 are Private Security Regulatory Authority, PSRA, Global Laboratory and Epidemiology Systems Strengthening Network, Department of Corporate and Friendly Societies, Kingston Freeport Terminal Limited, and Trade Board Limited. Please put your hands together for them. The certified client for ISO 22000:2018 is Complete Healthcare Solutions Limited. Put your hands together, please. And coming out of Trinidad and Tobago, the certified client under the national program is Electrical Industries Group Limited. We give special recognition to the following companies: eGov Jamaica, Overseas Examinations Commission. Both companies were previously awarded certificates at their respective certificate handing over ceremonies. And also LNW Environmental, they were awarded in their home country of Barbados during their private certificate handing over ceremony. We also want to recognize the Pouch Company and Dream Pack Caribbean Limited, who are both located in Trinidad and Tobago, and they were unable to make it today. However, we do still celebrate and cheer for them. Go ahead. So at this time, I invite our presenters, Minister Hill, Dr. Gooden, and Mistress Wellington Ford. They will be making the presentations today to our awardees. And awardees, I ask that you get ready. Representatives, at least two, not more than two. Two representatives are allowed on stage to collect your certificates. And we also ask that you give us a nice pose and smile for your photo opportunity. So I'll give our presenters and media team just a minute to arrange themselves. And at this time, receiving the National Certification Mark Program certificate is Electrical Industries Group Limited. Put your hands together for them. And just by way of mention, and we are proud today to note that Electrical Industries Group Limited is coming out of Trinidad. And that is something we cheer for. We are making our footprints globally and regionally. Following, we have Complete Healthcare Solutions Limited, and they will receive their certificate for ISO 22000:2018. Make it a little bit louder for them as they make their way to the platform. And our representative from Complete Healthcare Solutions Limited proudly receives certification. Our certified clients under the ISO 9001:2015 Quality Management System. First up, we have Private Security Regulatory Authority. And the representatives are making their way. Following, we will have representatives from Global Laboratory and Epidemiology Systems. Put your hands together for them. And that should be Global Laboratory and Epidemiology Systems Strengthening Network. I now invite representatives from the Department of Corporate and Friendly Societies. And following, we will have Kingston Freeport Terminal Limited. And they proudly receive their Quality Management System certification, certified locally, enabling them to compete globally. And finally, but by no means least, we have Trade Board Limited. Elated representatives here of the Trade Board Limited receiving their certification. Ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. These are our presentations to our awardees for the various. Okay, I'm going to be inviting all the awardees just to return to the area right here so we can just have a group photo opportunity, and then you can go back to your seats. So once again, we say congratulations to all our certified clients on a job well done. They have indeed displayed a commitment to quality by implementing the standard and attaining certification. We encourage them to continue to maintain their systems and continue to be standard bearers of quality. And at this time, I will invite Mistress Claudette Brown of GLESSN to share her remarks on behalf of our awardees today. Mistress Claudette Brown. And I ask that we just settle a bit. I know we want to get to networking and to relax a little bit, but we are just about closing the program, and thereafter you will have that opportunity to mix, mingle, and chat and have a laugh. So before Mrs. Brown takes a lecture, I ask us to take our seats as she brings to us her remarks. Put your hands together, Mistress Claudette Brown.
Thank you. Mrs. Sharon Richards Ward, Master of Ceremony. Well, the minister has left, but Permanent Secretary CTD, who were here with us, Dr. Velton Gooden, Executive Director, Bureau of Standards, Mrs. Navina Wellington Ford, Manager, National Certification Body of Jamaica, other special speakers, newly certified clients, distinguished guests, media practitioners, staff of the NCBJ and of the BSJ. Good afternoon. Now, I represent the long name organization, Global Laboratory and Epidemiology Systems Strengthening Network. Yes, it is a long name. It's a long name for us too. So we go by the acronym GLESSN, G-L-E-S-S-N, GLESSN. And I just take the opportunity to share with you a little about GLESSN, because I'm sure if I should ask how many of you have heard about us, not many hands would go up. So I want to first of all, though, thank the NCBJ on behalf of all the recipients on awarding us with these prestigious certificates. And as we look at the theme, quality from compliance to performance, it takes me back to look at us at GLESSN, a small organization that was founded in 2012. We are a regional consulting firm which specializes in laboratory strengthening, quality systems development, and health surveillance and response. What we do, we actually assist Caribbean nations in building strong, effective, and sustainable capacity in laboratory sciences. And we focus on strengthening quality improvement, accreditation preparedness, managing lab data for surveillance, preparedness for outbreak investigation, and institutional workforce development. We have worked with the United States Center for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC PEPFAR program since 2012 as a sub-recipient of this project. But since 2020, we became implementing partners, and we have worked in Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, and Guyana. We are a small team of 14 persons, with 10 of these providing full-time or part-time technical support to our activities. We have a combined experience of over 150 years for our technical team in areas of quality management, laboratory operations, testing methodologies, disease surveillance, and coordination of projects at the national and regional levels. Our team also has international certification in quality and technical management. We have certified lead assessors with extensive knowledge in the International Standard for Medical Laboratories, ISO 15189, and other requirements and standards. We also have training in quality. We provide training, or we have trainers in quality-related topics. We have, over the years, been building sustainable laboratory systems. In fact, we have assisted or worked with 12 laboratories to take them to accreditation across various countries, including CARFA, UHWI, and other reference labs in Bahamas, Barbados, Jamaica, Suriname, and Trinidad and Tobago. Our most recent accreditations have been, and when I say accreditations, accreditation granted by JANAC, of course, JANAC Global Accreditation, but we provided the mentorship or the consultancy for the labs to receive accreditation. The most recent one being the Cornwall Regional Hospital Lab in Montego Bay. We also worked with the St. Anne's Bay Hospital Laboratory to bring them to accreditation, Trinidad Public Health Laboratory, and Port of Spain General Hospital Laboratory, all within the last 4 years. And all of these laboratories were accredited by JANAC. Currently, we are working with 3 more government hospital labs in Jamaica to take them to accreditation. So you might ask, with such a team, why do we seek, or why did we seek certification? As a team, we felt confident that we were meeting our customers' requirements and we were delivering a quality service. But we wanted to move from just meeting customer requirements to actually providing or delighting our customers through the exceptional service that we offer. So with a cadre of staff with such extensive experience in quality, it was easy for GLISSON to recognize the benefits of having an effective quality management system in order to unlock our organization's full potential to build the confidence we need and the respect of our customers and clients. We also thought that since we were promoting that an efficient and effective quality management system was good for the laboratories that we work with, then it should also be good for us. And we wanted to demonstrate this. We realized that we needed to be proactive in our plans and to meet our customer requirements, and we needed to develop this culture within our organization, a culture that drives improvement. In 2021, the management took the decision to requirements of ISO 9001 and seek certification. So the journey began. With the sterling commitment of the management, identified a staff member who would be responsible to lead the process. The process of seeking certification to ISO 9001 2015 was a team effort. Everyone was involved. We had input and feedback from all our staff, particularly our leadership. We reviewed our leadership, governance, risk management, and stakeholder engagement. We aligned our products and services with our customers' expectations and industry best practices. And as our customers' demands, and we looked at both our internal and external customers, as these demands increased, we had to find a way to build trust as well as loyalty. We also realized that this was only achievable if we consistently delivered value and integrity, beginning with our staff. Individuals needed to feel a level of satisfaction from their jobs. The process involved identifying gaps in our quality management system and developing the documentation to fill those gaps. So we needed to move from compliance to performance. So this included the development of a rigorous system of managing nonconformities, and we like to look at nonconformities as opportunities for improvement and taking effective corrective action so that we prevent recurrence of these nonconformities. Did we benefit from this process? We certainly did. The quality and efficiency of the GLISTEN services of mentorship, consultancy, and training were enhanced. We were getting some level of feedback from our customers regarding how they felt about our services, but implementing ISO 9001 allowed us to include areas not previously covered. We were able to collect and analyze feedback in a consistent manner and implement quality improvement activities. This allowed us to elevate our performance more effectively and evaluate. This, of course, led to continuous improvement in the delivery of our services. The process also allowed us to focus on the development of the desired organizational culture and employee skills. Our services became more recognized locally, regionally, and internationally, thereby improving our competitiveness and profitability. Certification also makes it easier to introduce additional services to our portfolio and to increase our opportunity to access contracts that have certification as a requirement. Overall, we have experienced improved staff morale and quality of work, and the process has definitely aided our staff development. With our certification, we are now more equipped to assist private and public sector medical laboratories in implementing international standards and achieving the benefits. GLISTEN wishes to thank the NCBJ for their support in taking us along this journey, for walking this path with us. We aim to do things right the first time and every time, as quality becomes everyone's business in GLISTEN. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Mrs. Brown, and congratulations once more to all certificate recipients. At this time, I invite Ms. Chantal Campbell, Certification Officer, NCBJ, to the stage, and she will be giving the vote of thanks. Put your hands together for her.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am pleased to be standing here on behalf of the National Certification Body of Jamaica to convey gratitude to all persons who made today's function a success. Firstly, I would like to thank Mrs. Sherian Richards Ward, Masters of Ceremonies, for her excellent way in which she guided us through the program. Ms. Charmaine Hibbert, Certification Officer at the National Certification Body of Jamaica, for blessing our ceremony and inviting God's presence in our midst. Mrs. Navinia Wellington Ford, Manager of the National Certification Body of Jamaica, for her warm and hearty welcome to this grand celebration of quality. Dr. Velton Gooden, Executive Director of the Bureau of Standards Jamaica, who represented Mr. Wilfred Bagaloo, Chairman of the Standards Council of the Bureau of Standards Jamaica. He charged us to embrace quality and to always be committed to quality. Mr. Richard Coe, Vice President the Manufacturing and Exporters Association, for his excellent presentation where he highlighted the need for manufacturers to embrace quality and certification, and he reminded us that quality is a journey. Every step brings us closer to economic growth. Mrs. Georgette Bolton Smith, Chief Operations Officer for the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica, for her excellent way in which she implored us to embrace quality and compliance and not just think of compliance as a check in the box. Mr. Daniel John Jackson, saxophonist, will be giving us sweet music and enrich our ceremony today. Of course, to our keynote speaker, Senator the Honorable Aubin Hill, Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, who gave us a charge to build wealth. He highlighted that he have charged all agencies under his ministry to become certified and accredited. He highlighted and reminded us that certification indicates or affirmation of readiness to do business globally. We thank you. Mrs. Claudette Brown, Program Manager for Global Laboratory and Epidemiology System Strengthening Network, one of our newly certified clients, who highlighted the rewarding journey in becoming ISO 9001 certified. Thank you for joining us and sharing. To all our newly certified clients, Global Laboratory and Epidemiology Systems, Private Security Regulation Authority, Trade Board Limited, Department of Cooperatives Friendly Societies, Complete Healthcare Solution, Kingston Freeport Trade Terminal Limited, Electrical Industries Group Limited, eGov Jamaica Limited, LNW Environmental, Overseas Examination Commission, DreamPack Caribbean Limited, The Pouch Company. Thank you all for joining us here. Today would not have been possible if you weren't here. And in fact, you are a true testimony of quality, compliance, and performance. We also want to thank the team from the AC Hotel who hosted our certificate handover ceremony and provided excellent service. The entire staff at the National Certification Body of Jamaica, and by extension, the staff at the Bureau of Standards Jamaica, who was vital in organizing this function. Special thanks to Mrs. Janelle Nelson and Miss Alison Richards, who led this process. Lastly, I just want to encourage us all to continue to integrate quality in our core operations, foster a culture of continuous improvement and innovation. Ladies and gentlemen, happy World Quality Week.
Thank you, Ms. Campbell. She brought such a radiance and life to the final segment of our program here this afternoon. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of our World Quality Week 2024 certificate handover ceremony. It was indeed a pleasure sharing this day with you, and I might take the liberty of saying see you next year. At this time, we will be breaking for lunch, and as I did say, it's a time of networking. For those of you who are still in the room, you will remain seated. You will be served your soup and rolls, and thereafter you will move into the lobby area for your main meal. For the guests at the reserved tables, you are asked to remain seated as you will be served. So let me just repeat. For the guests at the reserved tables, if you have a reserved sign on your table, then you should remain seated as you will be served both your appetizer, if we want to call it that, and your main meal. And for the other guests who you do not see a reserved sign, you will remain seated for your appetizer, and then you will move into the lobby area to receive your main meal. Have a good afternoon. God bless you, everyone.